All right. Just got in the door. Beer cracked. It's Friday afternoon, 5:30ish. Oh boy. Happy Friday, guys. So, strange thing happened to me at work today. Hits a little close to home, so I wanted to update you guys. Kind of on the theme of some of my other videos. Plus, I just want to keep posting. I want to keep these going. Okay, so let's get right into it here. So I was at school today. First, I'll preface. And as usual, at 12:05 every lunch, I go to the basement gym for my daily workout routine. It was arm day. I was having a good set. And then, as usual, at 12:45, I make my way up to the staff lounge to eat my lunch, thereby avoiding the majority of annoying teacher talk, which, if you have never, been around a teacher or group of teachers, trust me, it's the closest thing to Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, no, not like that. More like the closest thing to an insane asylum. Like, you'll basically have people acting out all these like manias and pathologies, most of them picked up from teaching. Like the students kind of have worked them, and like we have this one sub who's, God bless her, she must be in her 70s, and she's like a frail, like a skeleton. Like she's just, we can barely walk, but she's a warm body, like she's lukewarm ish. So they need teachers. Anyway, it's not the best school, but anyway, so I don't know if I should do this because I'm revealing some of my identity, but I'll just show you guys the article. So what happened? So I'm in the gym, and I make my way up to speak to another teacher about a field trip we're planning, and she says, "Oh my God, like, are you okay? The lockdown." And I go, "What lockdown?" And she goes, "Are you kidding? Like, we just had a lockdown." So apparently, what had happened was, while I was exercising, a gunman, someone, was running around the neighborhood. So the school went on lockdown. So, I can show you this article here. Hopefully this works. Is this already on? Okay. Let's just go to the thing. Okay. So, yeah. So this hits close to home. I'm not going to say which school. Geez, a lot is happening. There's all these missing people. This is another dumb thing they do. Because they put all these missing persons. I think it's because, because they get a variety of people, like, white, Asian, all types go missing. So they like to, they don't want to just have black males constantly as the suspects, right? In photos. But where the heck is this? Okay, wait. Am I on the wrong thing? But anyway, so, maybe operations. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so the school that it was at is Albert Campbell CI. So let's look at this. Yeah. So reports of a person with a gun out front of the school, 2 in custody, schools in lockdown. Okay, I'm in one of these high schools, not the one where the gun was actually at. So this was at like noon, right? So then person with a gun update, still in lockdown, and then we came out of lockdown. I guess we got the all we got was all I saw was an email at like 12:45, like, we're no longer in lockdown. Okay, turned out it was actually a pellet gun, but still, it's pretty dumb. So notice how they don't put the race or any description of the individual at all, right? I guess they've already caught them, so they don't need to, but it's just it's kind of odd. Anyway, so person with a gun. I was I was in the weight room, like I was working out. So I come back to class, and my students are all like, teacher, where were you? Like, we thought we were gonna die. And one girl was like, Canada's so unsafe. It's like more unsafe than she's from Xinjiang, where they're genociding her people. Like, she's a Uyghur Muslim, like Chinese. Well, it's a It's actually a totally separate ethnicity. Anyway, and she thinks it's more unsafe here than the place where they're rounding up her people for mass slaughter and organ harvesting. She'd rather put up with that. She'd rather risk that than Toronto at this point. And this isn't the only time. And I said at the end of my class, I'm like, guys, you want to know why we have a soft on crime policy right now in Canada? I don't personally agree with it, and maybe some people do, but I do not, because it's revolving door for prisoners, for criminals, and they're back on the street like that kid. I mean, like, what was his name? But there's been a ton of these kinds of people showing up in front of high schools with guns. You know, they're probably intimidating somebody in the building, looking for somebody, and then, you know, waiting for them outside or something. You know, just some beef. Who knows? Okay, here's another one. This is just from 2 days ago. Weston Collegiate. I knew it was, and this has been a couple times. Weston has gone on lockdown. Weston again. Okay, this is threatens more threats. You know, maybe they probably had some kind of weapon. Stabbing. You know, like, but the biggest high-profile one was the teen that was stabbed at Keele Station, which was a case of a guy who had been let out on bail again, you know, and I guarantee you this guy from the school, near my school, so apparently he just ran by my school in the backwoods or something, like he wasn't, we had to do the lockdown, but, so yeah, there's this teenager. This got a lot of publicity in the local media. It was, I mean, and it should. I mean, it's so look at so basically the guy was just sitting on a bench at Keele subway station, and yeah, a 16-year-old Gabriel Magalhães, Portuguese guy, I'm assuming, but obviously they're not giving the offender. See, this is CP24. So typical. Teen dies. Yeah, here's the real. Thanks, CTV. Sometimes global CTV, you know, they'll randomly. So this guy was released. A 22-year-old had, you know, violently sexually assaulted someone. This piece of shit. This scumbag. Of course, he's white, so they put a big picture of him. I mean, I'm just saying. And he killed this random kid. So he should have been in jail. And I guarantee you this guy with the gun at the school today, again, probably should have been in jail. But I told my class, because of this government's reckless, soft on crime policy, we're going to get more scumbags like this guy. And I can really grill him because he's white, you piece of shit. More scumbags like this, you know, are going to be just randomly killing people, and yeah, people are going to keep showing up with guns, probably gangs, you know, it could be a student beef, it's probably, could be a gang thing, like a gang recruitment. I know I had people roll up, and this is a true story, I told my students, not to brag, but when I was in high school, you know, let's just say, you know, I bumped shoulders with the wrong guy. Next thing you know, the Afghan mafia showing up at the school with shotguns. I wasn't there, thankfully. I was skipping that day, but my friends were like, yeah, like, these guys were here with pit bulls, shotguns in a van, coming to abduct you. So what happens? You know, beef happens, and they show up at high schools, right? Young kids are all over the place, dudes. This is like the most dangerous time to be alive, is like a 16-year-old, apparently. Anyway, guys, that's all for today, but I just want to keep checking in, make sure I'm consistent, keep it going, keep it rolling. Thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing. See you in the next one. Yo. Peace. And I'm hoping to get the face swap AI or tech or whatever put in soon. My ex-girlfriend was supposed to do that, but she broke up with me instead. So we're working on that. Stay tuned for that, guys. All right. Have a good weekend. Much love. Respect.